Hey everyone, welcome to this week's ConnexU launch. And this one is the final step of the self-directed learning cycle, which is reflect, which is really when you're going to be looking back and thinking about the goal and your plan and if you were correct and it worked or what changes you might need to make. So when you're reflecting, you want to look at the plan. Did your plan work? So you had an overall goal, you set a plan to get that goal accomplished. And this is your time when you're reflecting. Did your plan work? Did you meet your goal? Did you set the right goal? Was your goal not very smart? Was it too much and too little time? And then basically you want to make changes. How will you change what you do next time? So it's important to make sure you're making those changes and not always repeating the same mistake. So reflecting will help you identify why you were successful or what did not work for you. So it's sometimes really difficult for learners to self-assess and admit that something they did was wrong. A lot of times your first instinct is to blame somebody else. It was their fault that I didn't get this right. When really you want to try to not have that thinking. Self-directed learning means that you are responsible for your learning. So reflecting on what changes you could have made, how could you have done better, what more could you have done, and then it'll help you create a stronger goal the next time. So it's important to remember to repeat what worked and change what didn't work. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I know a lot of you whip through material in Odysseyware in particular. I see you taking quizzes and tests in 2 minutes. You'll take it 2 and 3 times and you don't make any changes. You're still getting, a 40 or a 50%. That's insanity. You're wasting your time whenever you could be reflecting, okay, what can I do differently? I can print out some notes. I can take notes in a journal. I can watch a video to try to make me learn this a little better. I can ask for help from my instructor. But just trying the same thing over and over again without actually taking steps to learn it is just insanity. So to put it simply, reflecting is thinking back on your goal. Did you achieve your goal? Why or why not? What would you change next time? And what should you do the same? So self-assessment is a very good skill to know and to learn. This will be basically after any school activity and just really anything in your life. After any real event, you want to sit back and think about what you could have done differently to be more successful in the future. So we've now finished the self-directed learning cycle. Now that you know this, you can use this cycle in your courses and in your life and help you find and achieve success. So just to wrap up, this is the self-directed learning cycle that helps you apply your learning skills and gives you a process for setting and achieving your goals. The first part of being a successful self-directed learner is setting a goal. Now the important part of this, self-directed, means that you are in charge. It is not up to your instructor to tell you exactly what to do. It's up for you to learn it, to figure out how can I learn this better. Just think about it in your real life. If you are playing a new video game and you can't get past the level, are you just going to sit there and quit? Or are you going to go to YouTube, read a walkthrough manual online? You're going to teach it to yourself. And the same thing needs to apply to your schoolwork. There's a lot of answers on the internet and there's a lot of help available. You just have to be motivated to go find it. So it takes regular practice, feedback, and coaching to get really good at being a self-directed learner, which means to be responsible for your own learning and use the strategies that help you most. So for this part, I like the part where it says about getting feedback. So that is my job as a learning guide, and your instructors are also there to provide feedback. And the feedback is not meant to be taken personally or to tell you that you're doing a bad job. It's meant to try to tell you where your weaknesses are and then try to help you build from that. What can you do differently? And then your coaching should be your parent or your guardian at home as your learner coach, and hopefully they are there to guide you and to keep you on the computer and following that schedule. So they are very important in this process too, but ultimately this comes down to you. So just to review really quick, the self-directed learning cycle starts with setting a goal. What do you want to learn? And then you move to plan. What do you need to do in order to achieve that goal? And then learn. You follow through on the steps of your plan and adjust your plan as necessary. And then you're going to demonstrate mastery of what you have learned. And then you reflect. Did your plan work? Did you set the right goal? And how will you change what you do next time so you don't keep making the same mistakes and keep failing the same quizzes and tests over and over again. All right, so you made it. Congratulations. Today is the first checkpoint of the year. There will be 8 of them throughout the year. By today, if you are in the OdysseyWare platform, you should have completed 12% of your year-long courses. So that would be your math, science, history, and English. And you should be at close to 24% complete with your semester-long courses. So that would be phys ed, health, and electives. I know there was some issues with PE and health, that there was a long pause between getting you enrolled. So it's absolutely okay that you are not to 24%. But your electives that you were loaded in since the beginning of the year should be at 24%. Just a reminder that projects are worth 60% of your final grade, so you absolutely cannot skip them and pass the course. If you think you can just do all the lessons, even if you get 100% on all of the lessons, if you don't even attempt or just turn in just poor work, that's 60% of the grade. Your highest grade you could get would be a 40%. So projects are the most important thing in the course, and it's very important that you at least try. If you don't know what to do, ask your instructor. You can ask me and say that you're confused and would like some help. So for today's daily reflection question, you should be responding in a private comment of why it is important to reflect on your learning. Okay, and if you need anything, please send me a hangout, and if not, I will talk to you guys next week.